Erich Fromm, To Have or to Be. The Nature of the Psyche. In To Have or to Be. The Nature of the Psyche, Erich Fromm explores the consequences of our society's ongoing pursuit of material pleasure and wealth, and how a shift from the having mode to the being mode could lead to a more fulfilling existence. In this summary, we delve into the societal pressures that fuel our constant cravings for accumulation, while examining the damaging impact to both individuals and the wider world. Through powerful examples, Fromm illustrates the benefits of embracing a being mode, promoting self-awareness, connections with others, and responsible consumption.
Beyond consumerism. The pursuit of happiness through unbridled consumption has led to anxiety, depression, and addictions. Greed and selfishness drive society to consolidate wealth, leaving little room for solidarity, sharing, and contentment. Capitalism and communism fail to curb consumption, but drastic social and economic changes are necessary to reshape society for the benefit of the majority. Having versus being. Do we view people and love as possessions to acquire? Are our opinions pieces of our identity that we cling to? In Having versus Being, the author argues that society's emphasis on accumulating possessions objectifies our relationships and restrains us from becoming our authentic selves. Escaping the having mode allows us to engage with the world honestly, embrace change, and find fulfillment in our genuine needs. It's a choice between two competing mindsets, and adopting the being mode may lead us to deeper and more meaningful lives, according to the author and philosophers like Buddha, Jesus, and Marx. The Cycle of Selfishness. The book discusses how the having mode of society leads to self-centeredness and a lack of social responsibility. Leaders in power act in their own interests rather than the general public's, while citizens focus solely on their own personal concerns. This cycle creates a growing rift separating those with power and money from those without, leaving two groups, the exploiters and the exploited. The only route to change is a social revolution towards a society built on being, which would lead to positive effects such as improved foreign relations and peace. The having mode also breeds selfishness and hostility between humans and nature. Our arrogant plunder of nature. Before the Industrial Revolution, humanity considered itself a part of nature, but now we dominate it. Our exploitation of natural resources like water and forests poses an existential threat, as ecological damage and meteorological change could result in global famine. To avert catastrophe, we need a new ethic and radical transformation. In the past, humans understood the interdependence between nature and survival. However, in pursuit of ever-increasing profits, we now exploit the planet to our advantage. This greed is dangerous and foolish, as it endangers not only the planet's survival but also our own. Even as nature fights back against our arrogance, we arrogantly press on with the belief that we are invincible. We have developed technologies like mechanical and nuclear energy that can cause mass destruction, further heightening our belief that we are gods and nature is insignificant. The current industrial model is unsustainable and disrespectful to the environment. Humankind's poisoning of the earth and plundering of its resources will result in ecological damage and meteorological change that could ultimately cause global famine or annihilation. The only solution is a shift in ideology toward a new ethic that values nature and demands radical transformation. It is time to realize that nature is the most powerful force and respect it accordingly. The power of being. The Buddha's journey to enlightenment teaches us that the pursuit of material possessions and competing for power only leads to suffering. The key to true fulfillment lies in embracing a mindset of being, rather than having. Through this mindset, we cultivate self-confidence, mutual joy, and fulfillment by expressing our ability to love, reason, create, and share. To achieve this state, we must first be aware of the problem and choose to shift our mindset towards being. Our society also has a crucial role to play in reshaping our way of living. A shift in focus. As products of our environment, we need to reconstruct our collective foundation to free ourselves from the suffering born of consumerist culture. Establishing new priorities is vital for establishing a new society. To achieve this, we must identify a shared ideal or conviction on which to model our society. We need to ask ourselves, what benefits humanity, rather than, what benefits the system? Redefining productivity to mean doing things in service of and as an expression of who we are, rather than outward business, is practical. Honesty and creative self-expression will be cherished in a society that embraces this mindset. Additionally, responsible having, rather than pursuing consumerist having, is necessary. Time should be respected to avoid the extremes of hyperproductivity in laziness. By pursuing being rather than having, we can better our society and find individual fulfillment. Transitioning to a participatory democracy. Arthur Koestler's experience during the Spanish Civil War illustrates how fear of discomfort and the unknown can lead to downfall. Similarly, society's fear of change prevents necessary transitions from spectator democracy to a participatory democracy. This shift is necessary for prioritizing the public good and transitioning from unbridled to responsible consumption. By forming committees, governments and citizens alike can receive the information they need to identify policies and products that benefit society. Implementing necessary changes in a balanced way will prevent economic crisis and eventual destruction. Choosing to be instead of to have can lead to deeper fulfillment.
As Fromm convincingly argues in To Have or To Be. The nature of the psyche, our unbridled pursuit of material possessions, has left many of us disillusioned and despairing, as well as wreaking havoc on our planet. Moving away from the having mode, and towards the being mode fosters healthier relationships, self-confidence, and personal growth. To enact change in society, we need to collectively redefine our priorities and ideals, moving from solely focusing on profit to creating a better world for all. Though the path to transformation may be fraught with obstacles and resistance, the price of inaction is far greater. In shedding our attachment to wealth and status, we can live authentic, purposeful lives and contribute to a more harmonious society.